Hi everyone, welcome back. I am continuing to read from Wine Comes in Six Packs. Last week, I read Dear Reader to you guys. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go back and you can find it on my webpage, or you can find it on my YouTube page or my YouTube blog. So, channel, I guess I should say. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please keep in mind, I am dyslexic. Truly, I am. And so, even sometimes my own words can get away from me. So, if I make a mistake, bear with me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this reading from the prologue. You can be right, or you can be in a relationship. And by God, I'm going to be right. True story. They're all true stories. Anyway, my mother taught me to love chaos, to embrace the joy of the moment and accept the oddity that is living. My father taught me to accept the universe as it is, not how I would wish it to be, and never take it personally. Eula, my foster mother, taught me to accept people as they are and never hold their past against them, to take in those in need of help and to love them while they are with me. And Nev, my first husband, taught me that I am a survivor, that even the most terrible things can bring about something worth living for, something worth striving for, to be more than I had been before. I do not believe I have any wisdom to share in this telling, nor is it an inspirational tale of achievement by overcoming adversity. It is simply my life that I survived. For better or for worse, this is the mostly true, fairly accurate, and almost completely factual account of my life. Some liberties have been taken to protect the somewhat innocent, and a few small embellishments were made for the sake of a good story. Welcome to my roller coaster. I want to be the madam of a house of ill repute. I really did. When I was 12, my English teacher gave us the assignment to write about what we wanted to be when we grew up, as I'm sure many of you were given in high school. But of all the papers I wrote as a child, this is the one that stands out in my memory. I am an adult now, and the mother of 5, and I no longer have that paper I wrote from that faraway time. But I do remember the title, and that for one perfect moment in my life, I knew exactly what I wanted to be. I didn't actually know per se what a madam was, or what it meant to live that kind of life. But I did know it involved pretty dresses, expensive houses, and gentlemen callers. Not that I knew what a gentleman caller was either, other than someone who brought flowers and money, since most of my knowledge of what a madam was came from the endless spaghetti westerns my father watched on TV. It was easy to see how I formed a somewhat skewed view of what it really meant. It was the most glamorous career I could think of at the age of 12, when the world felt awkward, and so did I. Boys were mean, and we were no longer young enough for the playground, but not old enough to date, and we all lived in that horrible never land of not quite. To be a madam was to be the pinnacle of adulthood, with all the glamour, power, beauty, and grace that can only be sustained in the mind of a child. Why would anyone want to be anything else if a career such as this existed? Now that I am older, I can look back at that childish image and smile. But at one time, this is what I wanted to be more than anything else. I am an adult now, and I didn't grow up to be the madam of a house of ill repute. In my life now, I most often resemble the ringleader in a madhouse of anarchy. But sometimes I wistfully remember the longing for flowers, gentlemen callers, and all the enchantment that I think all of us have had at one time or another, whatever your childhood ideal of adult life might have been. My life did not turn out as I thought it would when I was young, nor did it even turn out as I had hoped it would as a young adult. I've lived through my parents' divorce and their subsequent ones after that. I lived through foster care, and after moving out on my own, an abusive marriage. But over the course of my life, I've learned many things about myself and about life, and I believe that it has made me a better person for all the pain and confusion that came with the lessons. I learned to laugh, to love, and to live my life joyfully. I learned that I am a survivor, and for all the mistakes I have made along the way, every one of them was worth it in the end. My life is not glamorous. It is often messy, confusing, and running just this side of chaos theory, with the occasional surprise thrown in. But looking back on my life, I realize by and large it has been a hell of a ride that I wouldn't exchange for anything else. In this book, I'm a bit more cynical, a bit meaner, and a lot happier than I was in my last. Within these pages are my stories of rebuilding my life after escaping an abusive relationship and my numerous disastrous attempts at finding love. Even so, I've never let it stop me from trying one more time to get it right. I learned that I could love unconditionally, even recklessly, and I learned that I could have an open heart, and even if it hurts at times, know that I will live through it. This is, in the end, a love story. You will not find any knights in shining armor, heroic rescues, or even a happily ever after at the end. It's going to get messy, and nothing is going to be wrapped up in a neat little bow. Instead, you'll find confusion, sacrifice, poor choices, and heartbreak, along with those moments of happiness, contentment, and joy that makes makes it worth all of the risk. It's about raising children, going to work, and going on vacations, and doing the household chores with someone you love or don't. It's about small moments that build up into life-changing events. It's about making mistakes and learning from them. It's about reaching out to another human being and hoping you'll find your soulmate when you do. This is a love story, but I think you may find a bit of your story here too, somewhere within these pages. So, take my hand and we can begin this journey together. All right, that's it for this week. I will be doing a few more chapters, or a few more sections in chapter 1 for you guys to listen to. So I hope you'll come back and listen. So anyway, take care, guys. Have a great week, and see you next Sunday.